There was a post on the forums which asked, what do players think about dumping rep? And it was replied that at the 1.8k reputation mark, nobody dumps. But it seems like at the 1.6k reputation mark, there still are a few people dumping reputation, surprisingly enough. So in honor of my Sentry currently being upgraded to level 18, let's take a look at them. Now, it might not seem like reputation dumps at first, but rest assured they're just well disguised. So let's start with level 38, built to kill. So when he attacked, as you notice, back here, my sentry is being upgraded. So I have level 1 sentries. These are level 7 turrets. These are level 5 black ice. And that's about it. And he is level 39, so he is 6 levels higher than me. So he decides to raid my level 1 code gate, and then tries to access and raise this other code gate, and then he tries to portal. Now granted, my scanner is online, but my sentry is not. But seeing that he wasn't able to get the portal in, he decided to leave. Now, as you can see, he clearly has level 9 beam cannon, and 17 ice walls, 5 protectors, 4 blasters. So if this isn't a reputation dump, now twinkletoes did not reputation dump. As you can see, he did get minus 11 reputation off of me. But the weird thing is, as you notice, my sentry was also on upgrade in his attack. And he has level 10 beam cannons, 59 of them in fact, 13 level 7 ice walls, 4 level 6 protectors, 2 level 5 blasters, so he is pretty prepared. And he even comes in with the Wraith on both code gates in order to make sure he doesn't waste any time, since after all, with my scanner, he can still get at least 2 code gates. And my third's all the way back there, so I guess he probably just compiled an extra Wraith. Probably just something he does usually, so I'm not gonna judge too much on that. However, you may have also noticed that he could have gotten 10 KB coins from this hack, and as we saw in the security log, he got about 3k, and he also didn't get the full control triangle. So it's most likely that he wasn't going for full control, but it is sort of weird that he actually only got, I guess, less than half of the total amount of B coins. I mean, after all, he is going up against level 1 sentry and low level defenses. So you see here that the sentry is so weak at level 1 that the 1 ice wall pretty much held for the entire turret going down, and in fact the protector was probably overkill even. And I'm not sure if you even really need the protector and the shocker here. After all, it is a level 7 ice wall going against level 5 black ices. So I would be surprised if you couldn't get past this with just ice wall alone, but I suppose if you are lazy, the protector definitely does help a bit. Now here, we see he goes for the 3rd protector, which I don't know if he even needs a protector, because look at this level 1 antivirus trying to take down a level 7 ice wall. How long is it going to be before the ice wall even goes down? When did it start? I wasn't looking. Oh, there we go. Finally went down. Was that 10 seconds? Maybe 20 seconds? So he probably would have been better off just taking off the ice wall, since, if anything, the 1 beam cannon attacking the core by itself was more detrimental than keeping the ice wall on. In fact, I think he could have probably just used only the ice wall for the entire time, or just put on the protector without even using an ice wall. That's how weak the level 1 sentry is. So it's a pretty interesting choice. And because of that, he's actually down to 50 seconds by the time the core goes down. So if it really did take him 20 seconds, that's 20 seconds he just missed. And now at 40 seconds, he's finally starting to work on the code gate. But as we see, he actually has a stun lock on the code gate. So he is still electing to keep his protector up, which makes sense since it's not a perfect stun lock, but do you really need a protector against the level 1 antivirus is the real question here, I suppose. And now we see him realizing, I guess, that he doesn't need ice walls and just going ahead with the triple beam cannon, except now he actually needs an ice wall, which is the funny part, because he actually doesn't manage to take down the storage in one iteration, I guess you can call it. So he managed to take down one storage, loot about half of it, and then time runs out. So I think the moral of the story is, don't use protectors if you don't need it. And I suppose in a way this is why people have been telling me to use shockers, since it does save me a few slots. Now, the level 38 Zeus also put on an interesting show. He does have 10 KP coins to gain, just like the last guy, so there is a lot at stake here for me, not so much for him, since after all, my Sentry is being upgraded. So, as we can see here, he decides to go for the portal, which seems like a pretty bad decision. I'm not sure if maybe he isn't that familiar with the visibility counter, but we've seen enough hacks from stealth players that much visibility is definitely a no-go, and it's best to just back off and start with a brute force attack. Now, interestingly enough, he is using level 5 worms at level 38. So that's a program I don't see often. Actually, I don't think I've seen worms in a very long time, since we all know how slow worms are. In fact, we see right here that it's spreading in the wrong direction. So not only is it slow to spread, it doesn't even spread in the direction you want it to go. So that's double the difficulty, or I don't know, double how bad it really is. Anyways, now we see him going for 2 ice walls, but again, level 7 ice walls. Does he really need 2 ice walls? In fact, with 3 beam cannons, could he have even taken down both turrets before the ice wall even goes down? After all, it's level 7 turrets, but the turrets alone are no good without strong antivirus, and we've already seen this in a hack I did a while ago, where they had, I think, level 10 or level 12 turrets, or was it level something like that, and their antivirus was pretty much non-existent, and because of that, I was able to just take down the whole thing with just the protector and low level, well no, not low level beam cannon, but lower level than what I have right now. So the Sentry is definitely very important here, and I think maybe this is what a lot of people don't realize, since I really think this is a bit of an overreaction. Although maybe the protector on the Guardian is slightly justified, since after all we do see the protector start to diminish a bit. So I suppose 2 black ice and 1 turret is a pretty good candidate, but then again, his protector is level 4. Is a level 4 protector stronger than a level 7 ice wall? I'm actually not sure, because you know, level 7 ice walls are actually pretty strong. Okay, I actually just paused it. Level 7 ice wall is 800, and level 4 protector is 989. So just about 189 more buffer size from the protector than the ice wall. So if you don't have your protector up to level, it's actually not that much better than the ice wall, as it turns out, which is unsurprising. But also consider that the level 4 protector is 120 B coin and the level 7 ice wall is 150 B coins. So I suppose there is a bit of that going for you as well, since the ice wall doesn't regenerate. But still, I think the difference is negligible, and in fact, having to put on the protector might have wasted more time than necessary, because we see here that he's taking up so much time just trying to, well, get the core down, since he has level 8 beam cannons that he just gives up because he couldn't even make it to the storage, even after taking down the code gate. But at the same time, I guess it's also a testimony to the core choke, and why it's important to not only account for a strong choke point, but also to account for choke points that waste time. Because a lot of the times, even if you get through the choke points, it's useless if you waste too much time on it. Now, level 43, lDevilDriverl? Or, yeah, maybe that's not lDevilDriverl, I think that's just DevilDriver and he decorated his name with L's, because I think that's what people do. But anyhow, he came in this time with a slightly different scenario. This time, my Sentry has upgraded. Well, not upgraded, but finished upgrading. And my scanner is being upgraded. So that means it's ripe for a stealth attack. But for some reason, he decides that he's going to take the black ice. I mean, I suppose maybe he's thinking that, you know, if he takes the black ice, he can just cut off everything completely from the antivirus from spreading, right? Since the black ice is pretty much positioned right on the route of the antivirus, but it seems like he forgot to consider that the antivirus also spreads from the turret here onto this turret, and the Sentry here onto this turret, and the bottom Black Ice. So by taking down this one Black Ice alone, it's actually not enough to cut off the antivirus from spreading. And maybe he also didn't account for the fact that it's gonna be so difficult to actually cut off the antivirus. We see that he actually just used up all of his ice walls trying to take down that one Sentry. And I think this is partially due to his underdeveloped program library, in fact. He has almost no programs, and this doesn't seem right for level 43. I'm guessing he must be a farmer, but if he was a farmer, I think his best bet would have been to actually portal onto this Colgate instead. I mean, after all, with a level 1 scanner, it's as good as having no scanner. That 10% makes no difference. Now, I think Blacklung, the level 37, really just came in with the wrong strategy here. I mean, sure, using stealth is kind of shameful, and at the same time, if you're a beam, ice wall, protector, ram user, maybe you don't want to use stealth because of the compilation time. But at the same time, when it's free loot, maybe it's worth it, you know? You don't have to always have dignity, or... Okay, I don't know what the best way to say this, but yeah, anyways. So, maybe he didn't think it was worth it, because at the end of the day, this wasn't... I didn't have that much money at this time. It was only $350k, and I think it was 2k B coins. So maybe he thought it wasn't worth it to compile the stealth program, so he just wanted to try anyways. But he's already off to a pretty bad start, losing his first battering ram, so he had to use 2 battering ram, and then losing even more time, because he lost the Colgate twice. So when you are in a situation like this, I think even if it was the case that the stealth wasn't really worth it, I think it's still better than having this happen to you. And yeah, unfortunately, level 6 ice wall isn't good enough to hold against level 17 antivirus. Although on the bright side, it shows that I made a pretty good decision switching the choke point to the Sentry, since it goes down pretty fast now. Similarly, for T0558K, the level 40, who is 6 levels higher than me, if the scanner is down, I don't think Kraken is necessarily the right answer. Because I mean, Kraken and stealth doesn't have that much relationship to each other. If actually you attacked me when I had the Sentry down, then this would have been perfect, because not only would it have been able to just get through everything really quickly, it would also be able to nullify the core choke, sort of, I guess nullify, since that's going to be 4 Krakens on the core condensed into one slot, so you could actually both protector and use the beam cannon along with this one Kraken, well, the 4 Kraken. So that would take down the core choke really quickly, so it would have been perfect if my Sentry was offline, in fact. So I don't know why not many people actually do that, since that would have actually been a pretty good response now that I think about it. But so far, the Kraken against online Sentry offline scanner doesn't seem that promising. Already lost a whole minute going through the 2 Colgates, and now the first choke is about to be lost before the protector goes down again. Because level 8 ice wall, still not good enough. So yeah, you see why I don't want to level the ice wall, because you need the ice wall level to be so high to match the Sentry. And it's not worth it. You can actually do it cheaper with a lower level ice wall and just put on multiple of them. So, or it's just use the shocker, I guess that always works. But now that you're out of ice wall, not much you can do. The Kraken's not gonna make it. I mean, yeah, sure, the Kraken is strong, but no matter how strong it is, it's just not going to actually make it, because the core goes down before it even starts attacking the other node. There is still a bit of a delay before the attack actually happens, which is a bit of a weakness. So Kraken alone isn't really the answer. So now we get back to someone who has the right idea again, is to use stealth and portal. So when the scanner is down, stealth and portal definitely seems to be the right answer, because you can really go as far as you want. But at the same time, if you're going to do that, then might as well come prepared and stealth all the way, right? Why stop here? You have another access, just get another Wraith. Wraith the final Colgate or something. Or, I mean, even portal on to the core, because You can portal onto the core. I see a lot of people don't portal onto the core, and it makes me wonder, because I don't actually have the portal myself. So is there like some sort of restriction where you can't portal onto the core? Because I don't think so. I think in fact in the tutorial for the portal, you can actually portal directly onto the core. That's actually part of the tutorial, so if you portal onto the core, it's pretty much guaranteed that you'll be safe, and you also get to take down the core for free. Whereas now, you're wasting 30 seconds already just taking down the core, and the core is still not down in fact, because of that one Guardian. That's actually pretty funny, that the Guardian is level 2, and it's stopping the blaster from taking down the core. But see, here's the other caveat, is that if you're going to rely only on the blaster, you have to remember that the blaster has a different attack priority compared to the beam cannon. With the beam cannon, it will always attack the target that it's already targeted on. As in, it's never going to switch. Once it locks on, it attacks it until it dies. But the blaster recalculates priority every single shot, so that's what you're seeing here. And now this is definitely not the right answer. So, if anything, the right answer would be to actually put on beam cannons. And maybe also put on beam cannons on the Guardian. Because now you're just going to use all your ice walls, and you're going to use all of them before the compiler even goes down. Or actually after the compiler goes down, but still. The compiler goes down, you're completely out of ice wall, and now this whole back and forth thing is going to happen again. So, as you can see here, there's a good reason why you probably don't want to portal onto the scanner, even if you have the protector ready, since if you portal onto the core, you wouldn't waste that initial 40 seconds trying to take down the core, and then maybe this wouldn't be happening. Maybe you already be through the code gate right now, you know. But instead, when you have the blaster, you have to deal with this. And the thing is, he puts on the worm, which has the exact same property as the blaster, so it's still going to go back and forth the entire time. And now he's down to 40 seconds because of this back and forth. The code gate is not even halfway down yet. So every other shot, he moves back onto the Guardian, and then back to the code gate. And the code gate regeneration, in fact, is going to make it even longer because of this back and forth. So coming in really strong with the stealth attack, but big miscalculation with the attack priority. You have to remember the attack priority and how every program works with the attack priority. And unfortunately, this doesn't really seem to be the right answer. So, very similar thing from Xbeater, who's level 32. So I think this is actually one of the few people who is lower level than me in attacking me. Usually people who attack me tends to be higher leveled, which is strange, because when I look at other people's video, they usually attack higher level players. And it seems to usually be higher level players attacking. Rarely lower level players, but I guess it's a matter of perspective or something like that. But anyhow, yeah, we see that he also makes the choice to portal onto the scanner. But the problem here is that he has level 6 beam cannon. Now, when I say lower level, I meant like, I don't know, in terms of actual level. I didn't expect this. The level 6 beam cannon. In fact, the core regenerates faster than the one beam cannon even deals damage. And now he's on 2 beam cannons, and it's going down very slowly. And every time the Guardian shield goes up, it still regenerates. It might be, I think it's doing like one sliver. Yeah, one sliver every Guardian iteration, which is I think 5 seconds. So that's just terrible DPS in fact. And granted, his level 4 protector will definitely hold this one level 7 Sentry or level 17 Sentry antivirus attacking. So that's not a problem there, but the speed at which he's taking down the core is going to be the problem. So he does switch onto the blaster, which actually is a good choice. The level 4 blaster definitely much better than the level 6 beam cannon. So it looks like he's going to finally take down the core at 1 minute and 30 seconds remaining. And now he gets to see the blaster switching. But he luckily carried also a battering ram, which would actually solve this whole thing. Because if he has the battering ram, all he has to do is take off the blaster and the battering ram, and then wait for the beam cannon to switch target entirely onto the code gate, so which it will do as soon as the guardian goes down. So that's actually a very viable strategy. So now all he really has to do is switch into beam cannon, but for some reason he's not doing it. So I'm not sure if he intentionally did this, or okay, yeah, there we go, he finally switched on to it. Okay, so we can say that he intentionally did this, but still, after already wasting 1 minute and 30 seconds, maybe it's time to be a little faster, because he did waste another 10 seconds or so, and when you're already short on time, you really don't have that much additional time that you can waste. So that seems like the main problem here, because it's going to be down to 20 seconds, and yeah, that's definitely not going to be enough time, no matter how you look at it, simply because he's not even going to take down the storage fast enough. But I guess he will get the mine because of shurikens, so at least he has that going. Gives him 24 B coins, and yeah, 24 B coins for his troubles. So he definitely has the right strategy going there, but needs a bit better on the execution, I want to say. And JoeyStabs, level 36, is going to be the final, I guess, hacker for now. So I'm sure there's going to be more since my Sentry is being upgraded, but that's it for people who are attacking me while my scanner is upgrading. Oh, by the way, the reason I upgraded the scanner was because it actually fit in perfectly with my beam cannon upgrade. My beam cannon was finished upgrading, so I might as well upgrade the scanner, because I actually wanted to use the Bitcoins to put it onto level 14 upgrade. Whereas if I were to upgrade the storage, I'm going to have to upgrade the storage with Bitcoin first. So it actually kind of worked out for me. Now, I think he miscalculated. He needed one more access. So this has turned out really bad for him, and it's just unfortunate, because this could have gone exactly as he planned. Instead, it just, I guess, what's the opposite of exactly as planned? Actually, no. Now that I think about it, even if he had one more access, I still don't think he would have made it, because he bypassed the first code gate with the access, so it cost him a lot of visibility there. And we saw that he tried to wraith the level 1 turret and it didn't go through, so no. In fact, he probably should have definitely had 3 wraith for this and one more access, then that would have guaranteed it. But instead, this was a mistake, I would say. And we already know that it really doesn't seem like he is prepared for a brute force attack against this. And we already saw at the security lock screen that he does end up losing. So I guess, yeah, he already gives up. So yeah, there we go. Now, I'm not trying to brag that my network is good or anything, because I already know it's bad. And we already see here that people get in pretty easily. So I'm not trying to say like these people are bad or something, and I'm not trying to say my network is good, because we already know that when my Sentry or scanner goes down, it's really easy to hack it. So, well, maybe that just makes it sound worse. So forget what I said, but anyways, yeah, I'm not trying to say anything like that. So, my scanner's level 13 now, and hopefully I'm not going to have to upgrade it anytime soon, but most likely I will, so I guess we'll wait and see. But since my Sentry is being upgraded, I expect a lot more hacks. So that's it for now. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed the episode, then please remember to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.